You're listening to Modern Male Radio with Jerod Zavistoski and Sydney Hall, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Shit, did it again. What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Jerod Zavistoski, and you're listening to Modern Male Radio. This is all the stuff your mama should have told you and the shit your daddy never knew. And joining me tonight, we've got some very special guests. Simona Fusco of Perfect 12, and back for a second time, show veteran, Anicia Bragg.
Hi.
So,
Scott
Sutton. I didn't write that down. I'm sorry. We had a lot going on before the show. So awesome. I'm going to give intros real quick. So Anicia Bragg is a lifestyle columnist. You teach people how to live a life worth bragging about.
Absolutely.
Okay. And Simona Fusco runs a very successful matchmaking company called Perfect 12. And it's one of the only like super successful matchmaking companies I've ever heard of.
That's right.
It's really cool. And then Scott Sutton, you are
the director of business development.
Okay, awesome. So you're the guy that makes it all happen.
Yes.
Dope.
I make it
awesome. Well, great. I'm so glad to have you guys here. I'm sorry we started a little bit late. We just had some stuff to take care of before the show. So we actually have a caller right off the bat, and I did warn you guys about this. So here we go.
That was fast.
Caller, you're on the air. Caller.
Hello. Oh, we can barely hear you.
Barely, yes.
No, I think that's your own feedback. Okay, he hung up.
Uh-oh.
That was quick.
Got cold feet.
How would you rate the quality of this call? I got a Skype alert right here.
Call us back.
It's terrible. He'll call back. So awesome. I've wanted to have you on the show. I mean, when I met Anicia, we had some talk and stuff, and we talked about, the column that she wrote for Viva Glam. We talked about having her on the show, a few more times because of, kind of the love column that she writes for Viva Glam.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Lifestyle. I can talk about anything.
The lifestyle column.
I have a lifestyle. Mm-hmm.
But didn't you
Living large with Anicia.
Yeah, but you wrote a bunch of love columns.
She wrote a column for me. That was a love column.
Okay, so they were for you. It wasn't for Viva.
For Perfect 12.
Okay.
Yes.
Love happens.
Awesome.
Love happens.
Okay, awesome. Why don't you guys intro? Figure it out. Yeah. So you guys tell me what you do, because I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel right here trying to remember how we all met and how we all connected. So go for it.
Well, Anicia and I met through our publicist. And then we got together because I was doing a show for Perfect 12. And then I started matching her. And I don't know, Anicia, how's that going for you?
Really well. Simona, you've done a great job. You've introduced me to some really successful, wealthy gentlemen, and had a lot of fun. I love it.
I think you just came back from Scottsdale.
Yes, I did.
See, so she's traveling the world.
Wait, that's in Arizona, right? That's just above Tucson.
She's trying to marry me off.
Well, I mean, that's not such a bad thing.
No.
If that's what you want. I know a lot of girls that would trade places. You have no idea, because my mom, she goes through the dating circuit, and I wish that I could give her advice, but the stuff that I know is I only ever talk about or write about what I know. And that, the older age bracket, people trying to date online, like that's not stuff that I know about. So it's so interesting, because I was actually like bragging about you to have you on the show, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have this girl on the show, and she does the matchmaking thing. Aww. And like I'm so curious about how you set people up, like what.
And Jerod, wait, you're right. Can I jump in there?
Yeah, go for it.
You know what? Dating online is dangerous.
Crazy.
It's stupid. It's crazy. Anybody can be anything they want behind a screen and a keyboard.
It's so impersonal too.
Oh my God! You don't know who you're gonna meet. It's very scary, and that's the most amazing thing about Simona. Everything is pre-screened, pre-qualified, background check. You know that you're meeting a legitimate person, male or female.
Yeah. Do you do like STD testing too?
No, we don't do that.
Just pre-screen us.
We hope you use condoms. I shouldn't have to tell you that.
That's smart.
What your mama told you.
Yeah.
But yes, we do conduct background checks. We verify everybody. We interview each and every client that applies with our service in person. So you know that obviously we verify their background and also make sure that they look like their pictures, because a lot of times the girls will send in pictures and then look nothing like the pictures. So we have to just meet with everyone, make sure that they can hold a conversation, that they're educated, that they're classy, because, my clients are very high-profile individuals, and they come to me because they're looking for quality over quantity. It's not that they can't find dates. They can find dates, but they just don't have the time. They're not the types to go to bars or nightclubs to pick up on random women. They want somebody that's, screened for them.
So you're like a trusted chick broker. You're like...
I like that. Trusted chick broker. I'm going to make that my next license plate.
You're like, look, I got a guy.
Chick broker.
Or I got a girl, and I got a girl that could get you the girl.
That's right.
That's perfect. Okay.
What about you? Why aren't you married yet? Do we have to get you married?
Oh my goodness.
Marry you off?
I'll tell you what. We can run a test trial on my mom, because she's God, man. The online dating community.
That stumped you.
Is
like,
just, well, I mean, I honestly, I would get married if I met the right girl. I never even thought about going to a matchmaking site. So yeah, we could see. You're starting to make me sweat a little bit.
But why not? Why wouldn't you?
Well, because I teach people how to find girls and get the girl, so it would be a little redundant if I went.
You feel like you're qualified to get your own girl. I gotcha.
It would be like if I was teaching classes on fishing and I was like, hey, why don't you go out there and fish for me? But I am really curious, because it would be a very, very ironic twist if you did. Like, let's just say on a bet, you managed to hook me up with the girl I end up marrying.
Ooh, I heard a bet there.
I bet I could.
Oh, yeah, that's child's play.
I like that.
It'd be
Yeah,
very,
exactly.
very interesting. You bet you could. I'm picky. I'm really picky.
So are all my clients. They're all picky.
All right, challenge accepted.
Okay.
Cool. And from there, you still gotta because it's crazy, because there's a huge market to tap. There's so many people over the age of 45. They just got out of marriages, and society standards change. We've changed. Everything is different now, and you've got this whole age bracket of people who are suddenly single. They don't want to go out and club. They don't want to go to the bars. And honestly, they don't want to go through the world of dating again. They just don't want to even be involved with that. Mm-hmm. So it's funny, because you see these people and they're so unwilling to give an inch. And I watch sometimes my clients, when they're older, it's like if they just change. When you're younger, you're so willing to change and to make it work. And as you get older, it's like, fuck it, it's not gonna work. Fuck it. Everybody's just they don't care. So how do you defeat that? Because I'm really curious about, because I read on your website that you do coaching. So how do you?
It's not easy.
Breaking the male ego is the hardest thing on earth.
I mean, I don't know that I try to change my clients, but
I think most of your clients are really ready to meet someone, both your male clients and your female clients. They're serious-minded people. They're not people that you have to change a lot, right?
Yeah, the majority of clients that come to my service are really ready to meet someone for long-term relationship or marriage.
Okay.
Of course, you have your players too, that just want to date, but that's fine too. They're all welcome. But I really don't try to change my clients too much. I give them advice on things to do. I give them feedback after the date. Feedback process is very important.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that I'm really trying to change them completely. No.
Okay. So one of the things that I read about in my book, actually, there were two. One is feedback, how important that is.
Yes.
If you're going out, honestly, there were so many times that I'd walk up, I'd hit on a girl, and I'd be like, I had no idea what happened. I'm like, what? How did I fail that? And I would end up going, well, who else? You could think about this all day long, or you can walk up and ask her. So I would just walk up and I'd be like, hey, I'm not going to hit on you again, but seriously, what about that last engagement was wrong? It's a very, very challenging experience. And then you got to learn how to negotiate an honest answer once you're done with that. And the other thing is, males associate, like you said, changing. You don't want to change them.
No.
One of men's biggest mistakes is the idea that we associate with self-development and ourselves. We tend to think that the second somebody goes, hey, you should fix this or tailor that up or make that a little sharper, or you could change your wardrobe like this. Why are you trying to change me? This is who I am. Because we've learned to emotionally associate who we are on the inside with certain mannerisms and etiquette. And it's just look, if you were raised in a household that manners were important, you'd have manners. Mm-hmm. And if you were raised in a household that didn't have manners, they wouldn't be important and you wouldn't have them. Mm-hmm. So how is that changing who you are? It's just the conditioning factors that brought you up in life, and you can recondition those factors.
Yeah, I mean, changing your clothing, the way you dress, you know, how you behave in certain situations, that you can coach. But someone's personality and character, you can't change that.
Yeah, you really can't.
That's
100%.
impossible.
Especially as the older they get, because men, as you know,
Yes.
they get stuck in their ways.
What's the saying? You can't change. You
can't
can't
buy
teach an
class.
old dog new tricks.
Sometimes I think it goes with need. You know, when you end up in a certain place in life, like me, I saw somebody who was way out of my league, and I really wanted her. So I said, how am I going to do this? And I just negotiated, navigated that route to her as best I could, and I used anything I could pick up on. You know, from surrounding or from her herself. There have been so many times where I've actually asked women, okay, so how do I go about getting you? And I've asked her that without asking her that. And sometimes women will concede just to give you the cheat sheet, just to be like, okay, we'll see how well he does.
And how did that work out for you? Did you get her then?
Oh yeah, all of them.
You did? Oh really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, look at you.
I even had this little thing in the back of my head where it's like there are so many times when I think I wouldn't get her. And they walk away, and I'm like, fuck, man. I was like, ugh. And then, like, a year later, I end up running into him again, and I'm like, we're dating now. And I'm like, this is awesome. Like, I love the way the universe works.
But, Jerod, the cool thing, if you don't mind, the cool thing about Simona and Perfect 12 is that she has a relationship with her clients, the male and female. So she already knows what they're looking for, she qualifies each one before she brings them together. And then she speaks with them, and she shows photographs, she tells them, they arrange a phone call, they talk on the phone first. So they're already pre-qualified with each other before they ever actually go on the date. So it's not, these are two people, consenting people that actually like each other, talk on the phone, and are looking forward to a date together. You know, so it's not like she's just throwing some gentleman out there to try to meet a girl, and he's going to be like, oh God, I don't know what to do. I mean, they've talked, they've established
before the date. Yeah. It's not a blind date, so
right.
Okay.
Right.
So it's not as cloak and dagger as I would think.
No, not at all.
Okay,
That's
so
what's so
do you use like astrology? Like, do you ever ask people what their signs are? So it's not based on that whatsoever. That would be like
astrology.
But your
a lot of validity to
application's
that.
pretty extensive.
My application is extensive, yes, but it's not, there's no astrology in there. I don't believe in that. I think it's just things that you have in common with someone, you know, and how you connect on that level, not based on whether you're a Virgo or a Leo. No.
Okay, have you guys ever like
Which is what we are, by the way. I'm the Leo.
True.
She's the Virgo.
Oh wow!
True.
Off
we
the
do
off the
In case
cuff.
you're wondering.
And we do connect.
We're very connected.
So
And you're an Aquarius, right? Oh
and
my
I'm an
gosh.
Aquarius.
And you too.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Wow.
Go Team Aquarius.
Exactly.
I lost my train of thought. There was
Yes,
something
we
else.
are into
Gonna ask her.
astrology after all.
Okay, so Anicia, you wrote. Wait. Have you? So you guys have all done reality shows, right?
Yes.
You know the questionnaire that they gave you at the beginning, and like then there's like that psychological packet that you have to go through, and it's like this thick, and it's like that 100 question, or no, it's like 600 questions. You have to go through it, and it basically like tells them whether or not you're a psychopath.
But a good psychopath can fake that.
This is true. I passed with flying colors. I
Oh
was
gosh,
like-
we are in LA. There are a lot of psychopaths out there. Believe me.
True. So, I mean, she mentioned the test. Is it very stringent? Like, how does it work? I mean, I'm so fascinated by this. Like, did you find that there was like, a talent for it growing up, and you were just like, oh, I see these two, or is there like a system that you use, or are you just like, hey, hot girl, rich guy, boom?
Wow. Yeah, that's just like that. No, I'm joking.
Well, I gave you 3 options there.
It just kind of sort of fell in my lap because obviously I was in the entertainment business and I was always surrounded by a lot of successful men, and matchmaking worked for me. I was an actress and model, and I hated going to bars and nightclubs and being hit on by random guys because I don't know what they're looking for and what their intentions are. It was very uncomfortable for me. I hate it. I never liked it. So I would actually stay home more. I was more of a hermit, and I wouldn't meet anyone. And so I went with a matchmaker at actually 21 years old, and I met my first husband, who's the father of
Okay.
my child, through this matchmaker. He was a very well-known producer and manager to the stars, and with a baby together. So it worked for me, and then he passed away. And then the second time, again, through a matchmaker, I met one of the top SEC attorneys in the country, whose name we won't mention. And and it worked for me. So I'm my best testimonial, and that's how I got into matchmaking, because there were some things that I didn't like that matchmakers were doing. For example, a lot of times the pictures would look nothing like the person, or they wouldn't screen the people. Sometimes I would meet guys that were nothing like they told me about. They were much older, or they were overweight, or they were bald, and I was just like, how are they screening? What are they doing? So I changed that, so I'm very stringent on screening. And also I added the concierge service, which gets you access to red carpet events, restaurant openings, and so forth, and the date coaching, which I actually do with celebrity image consultant and date coach Dr. Lillian Glass, who's written tons of books on relationships.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think we have a question here. Let me get this caller in here, and then we'll come right back to that. Maybe I'm pushing the hang up button or something. Hello? Hola. Can you hear me? No, I guess I think
We're getting
actually
prank calls.
we
Are you doing this, Scott? I'm probably doing this.
He's
All
doing
right.
that.
Yeah, I don't think that's me because I'm pressing the green
Go out
button.
there
The
and
green
make a
button, green sensor. So that's awesome. So to break it down systematically, how do you? I mean, God, there's so much to this. We could talk about this for hours. How do you? What's the system? How
do we find?
How does this work?
Well, obviously advertising. We advertise a lot.
Okay.
And also we have recruiters in the air and on the ground. Meaning on airplanes,
like
wherever you can think of, we have recruiters, and they will bring in those potential matches, girls as well as guys, into our into Perfect 12. And then, as I said, we screen them, we interview them, and then once all that checks out, they're approved and become a member of our service. So just because somebody knocks on the door or calls us doesn't mean that they get approved, or because they can pay the membership fee doesn't mean that they are automatically in the club.
Okay. So there's a stringent process. Like you got to be of a certain. There's got to be specs there. Hold on. I got. Well, I'm gonna try this one more freaking
Sure.
time.
Yeah.
Caller, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, hi, I can hear you. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, I'm calling to say hi to Simona.
Okay, she's listening.
Yes, hi, how are you?
Hi, Simona, how are you doing? This is Ali. I'm a huge fan of yours from Egypt. I'm calling you from Egypt.
Wow.
From Egypt,
I
wow.
just-
How are the pyramids?
Yes,
Which explains the call quality.
How's Egypt? What time is it over there
fine.
right now?
I know.
Fine, so much. Fine. Thanks so much. And I want to say, how are you doing? And I want to say, you are a very gorgeous lady, and I'm a huge fan of yours. And
Thank you, that's
it's
so
very-
sweet of you.
and it's very nice. Thanks for the show to give me a chance to to say to you hi. And I really adore your beauty, and you are amazing and wonderful lady. Also very, very successful businesswoman. That you are like a role model to many
You're hired.
people.
Thank you, Ali. Oh my God, I'm blushing.
Well,
Awesome,
Ali, are you
but I'm
single?
blushing.
Are you single?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
well,
saying,
well,
yeah.
there
If
you
you
go.
had answered no, then we would have had. There would have been a bigger problem there. Well, hey, you can find her at what is it, Perfect 12?
Perfect 12, and we have an 800 number, so you can call it from Egypt. 1-855-346-3588.
Yeah, I know the Perfect 12 site is amazing site, and also very successful one. That's why I said that you are very smart and very great businesswoman, and also you are also very, very gorgeous as a model, as an actress. I really like you so much, and
Did you set him up?
we,
today?
All right,
we
but-
all adore your beauty so much. Really, you are
Awesome,
very
Ali.
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 Thank you for
Very
calling in.
Oh, you're so sweet. You
Okay,
made my
thanks.
night. Thank you.
Thank you, Simona.
Big
Bye-bye.
kiss.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I don't think people realize. I certainly didn't realize because I knew you were her friend, but because when I'd friended her on Facebook, I found you online, and I was like, oh wow, you know,
You
like.
saw pictures
and
of
then
us together.
I kind of saw what you
everything
did.
you read online.
I forget
Yeah.
why how I ended up going, oh wow, she'd make a great guest. But then it was I do this unconsciously. I swear to God, it's like the universe. Like with her, I was just like, oh hey, would you like to come on the show? And then I found out what she did afterwards, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like we could
Wow.
totally. And it was the same thing with you. And then I just Googled you today,
Oh,
or it
boy.
was like yesterday to put your photos on the flyers and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, like.
Yes.
You know,
And
it's
then
bad
s-
when you have to go through Google and be like, hey, which photos can I use and which photos can't I use? What am I
Exactly.
allowed to do here?
Too many
Uh-huh.
choices.
Yeah, you sent me a few pictures. I'm like, no.
Hey, sex sells, and you looked very, very good in some of those photos. You know, there's some shots.
Some?
there. All of them.
What do you mean
all
some?
Of them. Well, you know,
No, I'm
the
kidding.
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna drop that one before I get in trouble.
Well, she is a model. She's graced the cover of many magazines.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, there's a lot of choices out
Jesus
there.
Christ, how am I going to fit through that door? My head is going to be so big.
You'll manage. It's a big door. Cool. So we were talking about the system that you use to kind of internalize these, and if you have anything to add, Anicia, of course, please do.
You know I always jump in. I
yeah,
speak
yeah.
my mind.
And if you have anything to add, because you set all this up, right? Like you're the guy that basically puts everything into action.
I'm the guy who helps on the business side.
He's
Okay.
a wolf of Wall Street, wolf of matchmaking. Yeah. That's what I call him. The wolf
Okay.
of matchmaking.
The closer.
Yeah. So you help people close. You close people closing, because
Yeah.
technically closing the deal is getting it on. So
Well,
he's not there for that.
not there for that.
it's just so awesome. So basically, like the two of you have spent a lifetime helping other people find love.
Correct. That's
Or
right.
just get laid, but either one is
That's
a
correct.
valuable. You know, it's like who could say that at the end of their life? Be like, yep, I hook people up. That's my job. I help people get together. I help people find what they want.
It's very rewarding. It
is.
makes you feel good. And especially when you get pictures, for example, one couple sent me pictures from Paris. They got married in Paris.
Aw.
I mean, that's really nice. They're a young couple in their 30s. He moved here from London. You know, it was his first match I set him up with. And actually, she looked just like Jessica Biel. She still does. And he said, she's not my type. I like blonde. I'm like, listen, just trust me on this one. But they got on a first date, and he texted me and said, oh my God, place my membership on hold.
All right,
And
find me Jessica Biel. Let's set this up. Let's set this up. Now I'm ready. I'm ready. Okay.
so it's really rewarding in that way. So
All right, that's cool. Do you find that you do it off of instinct? Like,
Yes. yes,
you meet a person and
I'm
you're like,
very
okay.
intuitive, and my instincts are typically spot on. Yes,
Okay, so how do we franchise this, girl? Come on.
I have to
yeah.
clone myself.
We have to figure out the system by which your intuition works off of.
That's right.
Ah. You have to figure out what it is that you pick up on from people and how to systematize that. No stealing that, okay?
You can't
Um,
monetize that.
It's possible because I mean, when I was writing Methodology of the Modern Male, that was literally just my self-development process. It was my personal book on like what I did.
Yeah.
And then one day I was trying to explain it to this 50-year-old virgin, and like he was like
Virgin?
Yeah, he was legitimately a 50-year-old virgin. And I'm sitting there and I'm trying to explain it trying to explain the whole process to him, and I realized that like I had a book in there. And enough people kind of came around and commented and kind of overheard the story, and they're like, dude, you should definitely write a book on this. But in the end, it's funny because there was some matchmaking in there as well. Because after the whole thing, I put all this stuff out, and I was like, you know what? Your problem is you're in love with your story, and your story is empathetic. And that's what, and it's funny because to go through all of that and to come to that conclusion, like, you don't want my advice. You don't want anyone's advice. You want to be on display for how unique it is that you're this pathetic.
Yeah.
And I love
We've both
love
read
the guy
your
to
book,
death.
by the way.
What's that?
Yeah, we
both
love
read
your
book. We
book.
love it. We highly recommend it.
I actually took you guys' quotes today and put them on the back cover that I'm putting out.
Oh,
Nice.
we
So,
love that.
Yeah, we
Cool.
had to move away from the adult thing. It was too many girls were going to read the book, and they're like, "Oh my God, there's a porn star on there? Fuck that!" And it's like, I'm non-judgmental. I love it. I thought that more guys would read it, but then I put my face on the cover of the book. So no guy on earth is going to pick that book up on its own. He's going to be like, who the fuck is this douchebag?
Yeah, you're too hot. Yeah, he's like.
Well,
you'd have to be. You'd have to be. No, he'd probably have to be metrosexual or gay to read the book. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, tough guy's not going to pick up your book. He's going to be intimidated. You look too good.
Aw, thank you. Neither of us are going to be able to get out of here now. Just big-headed Dora Central. Okay, cool. So what are the biggest challenges you find when matchmaking?
Just the people that are unrealistic expectations. I had a client that we both know very well. He shall remain nameless. He was looking for Asian girls that are Harvard educated in their early 20s, that speak Japanese, that have a mole on the left side of the cheek, and I'm talking about the face. I mean, it's just very odd. I said,
I love that you had to specify that.
What is the thing? You'd be surprised. Some of my clients are very
You get some
specific.
crazy ones.
You know, and so it's like, oh, what are you thinking? So, you know, we looked for Harvard. We went to USC and UCLA, and it's just ridiculous.
Oh, no shit. You guys actually went out there to find this.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, that's what we do. We do custom
we scoured
matches.
the campus.
And then you have to present this girl like, hey, so by the way, I work for a matchmaking company, and there's this really rich guy looking for somebody just like you. And you have to present that to her without freaking her the fuck out.
Well, you don't want to say this really rich guy, because you'd be surprised. Actually, some girls don't care about that.
Oh, no.
I agree.
And the more rich the guy is, the more the walls they put up, and they kind of start kicking at it. They're like, yeah. Or it's the same thing with being good looking, or anything that's too much, too successful, too good looking, famous, or whatever. Immediately people start trying to
Go through the wall.
Yeah, they try and rationalize how it makes them feel, their own insecurities.
Mm-hmm. It's very
So,
true.
That's interesting.
Yeah, then they're like, oh, he's probably a player, and oh, he probably gets tons of chicks because he has a lot of money.
I get that all the time. The player thing. They're like,
The
oh, he's
player?
probably a player. And I'm like, I've never cheated on a girl in my life.
Okay.
In my whole life.
All right.
I'm telling you.
As you look down.
No, I was raised by my
that
mama.
clear?
No, because I have to turn out,
I'm
because
kidding,
the
I'm
camera's over
kidding.
here.
No, I believe you.
No. I was raised by my mom. I would never. My dad was a horrible piece of shit, and he,
He did. He
Yeah.
cheated on your
He
mom.
cheated on her, beat her.
My dad too. He was Italian. He still is Italian.
Well, there you go.
And yeah, it's the Italian stallion mentality. I think Latin. I mean,
Yeah.
he was a musician too, and yeah, he was always cheating on my mom, and it's awful. I don't respect people like that.
Do you think that had something to do with you wanting to put this whole thing together and kind of help
Could
people?
be subconsciously.
Yeah.
Could very well
Practically
be.
could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's a good observation.
And
yes.
it's funny because my whole relationship thing, it was always on my mind, the whole relationship thing, because I watched that kind of erupt into epic flames so early in life that it would just made me like go, I really, really need to find this. I really need to make it work now. Because I watch a lot of people get older and their window starts to close, and they start to get, you just see this depressing thing happen, and it's like, oh God. So I was scared for a lot of the relationships that I saw around me. These people ending up at the end of their road, the end of their life.
Yeah.
And they probably would have liked to have had somebody, or maybe they still would, but they feel like it's done, it's over with, there's no hope.
Yeah, I have that too with one client. I just had lunch with, remember?
yes.
He's a very well-known clothing designer. And he's at a certain age, he says, I'm not going to get married anymore because I could die tomorrow. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, you're so morose. Oh my God. I mean, you could have another 20 years in you, and you're already thinking like that. That's too bad.
That's
But-
just a mindset.
Yeah.
I think that's just, in the mind. Or you get these people that stay in relationships that are completely unhappy because they're too scared to leave the relationships
Exactly.
because they think they're never going to replace that person. But life
So-
is too short. Why stay in a relationship when it's not all that?
Which really brings into question compatibility, and how, what was humanity before? Was it just a protection system? Like, I'll protect you from wild animals and you'll clean the house and give me babies and
The
it's
cave.
Yeah. Is it really like that symbiotic, or was there ever a perfect match, a fairy tale, a Prince Charming, a romance, or was, you think back to even,
Caveman years.
Well, yeah, think back to maybe like halfway to the caveman years, you know, in the revolution times.
I'm telling you, I don't think cavemen were able to cheat because then he would have to go out and hunt a ton of mammoths for all these babies.
Exactly.
I'm serious.
Exactly.
I mean, he has one family to take care of. That's a lot to go hunting for, and a cave woman being home cooking up the mammoth. I mean, you know, that's how I always think about it. I guess I'm kind of old-fashioned that way. I always say, well, but this goes back to the caveman years.
Yeah, it would be really interesting to kind of figure out what it was, because I mean, I'm sure in situations where you had an abundance of girls and one guy, I'm sure that there would be polygamous relationships. I don't think that they would think anything of it. Nowadays, our social constructs kind of dictate how we relate and this and that. But it's funny because like I'm always trying to get down to like what's naturally male and what's innately female. You know, the raw core, how we are.
Yes, I think women are nesters.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's just.
I see. We want the hunter provider.
Yes,
that's just a natural given.
Yes, it's in our nature because
100%.
we have babies. We want to make sure the babies are fed and taken care of. So it's just in us that we naturally seek a provider, a good hunter. And you mentioned that in your book, and I was like, that is spot on. That was perfect. It is so true. And I wish more guys would understand that, because nowadays with this female movement, you know, the women are becoming so independent and men are becoming so intimidated by that. And it seems like women are turning into men, and the men are turning into women. I've just noticed that.
There's a weird pendulum shift.
Oh my God, I hate it, you know, and I try to tell my clients, no, you're still a man. You go out there, you open the door, you know, you pull out the chair, you still do those old-fashioned things. You know?
We love that. We want that. We expect that.
I mean, yes, we can open our own car door, but I mean,
True,
it's nice.
but it's so nice when he opens it for us, right?
But it's a way in which you do it.
I'm going to sit in the car until he comes around and gets my door. I don't know about you.
You'll sit in there forever.
And he might be standing out back of the car going, huh? What is she
I
doing?
do. I'm going to sit in the car.
But there's definitely a new school chivalry. And my next book is going to be on, I'm going to cover some of that in greater depth, the new school chivalry.
That's what we were
how to you don't want to be so like prim and proper that it's embarrassing. You don't want to try too hard. So what you kind of have to do is ingrain it like it's always been there, and then do like, if you were a gentleman and you were just kind of being half-assed about it, it's better than you being half-assed and not having the gentleman. You know, and you kind of got to be like, I don't sit there and make a super poignant point that here is my arm and you're going to take this, but I do put it out. You know, I will open a door. You know, I will go, you know, and it's cute almost to be able to, because a lot of girls don't see that. A lot of girls don't even care. Like, I've done this so many times, and women just walk right past you and you're like, okay. But it's cute when somebody does get that, and there's that little game in there, and she's like, she'll kind of wait by the door, she'll wait by whatever, and she'll look at you, and for you to catch those hints, you know, and it's that challenge thing, you know.
But I think society has changed so much. You know, it is very confusing for everybody, young and old. What's right, what's wrong, what do we do? I have a very good friend of mine, you know, Dr. Tom, that's all I'll say, who calls the other day, and he's a very prominent doctor, friend of mine. He's in his 40s, and he sends me a message, and he says, I met this girl last night that I like. He says, do I call or text her? It's like, really? Do you even have to ask this question? Do you call or text her? Please, would you pick up the phone and call her?
Under 30?
Guys.
You text her. Over 30, you call her.
I know, but it's still.
That's
true. I think that it is true, but I think that girls still appreciate a phone call.
I think girls under the age of 30 are there's so much unspoken social law that's being written as we're going that literally, like, if you call too much or you do this, like, less is more. And I've done some studies with guys and their text game, and it's as simple as like, hey, yo, what are you doing? Okay, cool. It's like the dumbest, like, I hate it. That's what I fucking hate it. But it works. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, that's what, because girls have, especially online, so many guys bombarding there for their attention, you know, and nowadays, like, if you ask a girl for your number, she doesn't want to be rude, so she'll give it to you. So she's, over the course of her lifetime, she's got 75 dudes that are texting her every other, you know, some are getting her every other day, some are getting her every other week, some are getting her every other month, but they're basically just compounding on each other. And she's got a whole list of people that she can't block, she doesn't want to delete. They're just like a no answer list. So it's like,
this is true.
Yeah, it's true. But I mean, it's different from girl to girl because people always put me in a certain category. Oh, well, she's this, so I'm going to play this game now. And that is the exact opposite with me. Like the waiting for a certain amount of time to text back. And or a call, or it's just so stupid. It's like, oh, come on, I'm not gonna play.
Yeah,
this
see,
game.
I don't play with the
Right.
time limit thing.
No.
Right.
I think if you like somebody,
Exactly.
don't tell them right away because that's just awkward. And it depends. I mean, again, it depends on your age bracket. But I mean,
No, but be proactive.
yeah, be like, hey, what's up? Da da da. Be playful.
I like
Don't-
to know if someone's into me, though.
I like that too.
I want to know. I want to
Okay.
feel good. Make me
Especially if
feel
you like the
good.
guy.
But if he's texting you, he's
Yeah.
into you.
Oh, please. But I get so bored with text. I mean, you got to do more than that. Just
Oh, of
text
course.
me. And talk to me. Impress me. Give me words. Give me real. Give me affection.
But I gotta
Okay.
tell you, I don't like
Hey,
the phone
what's up?
call thing. I prefer texting.
I don't. I prefer a phone call.
Okay, well, see,
My
everybody's
thing
different.
is, see, and when it boils right down
Or
to it,
text me. Are you available to talk now?
That-
When's
that-
a good
I
time
like
to
that.
talk?
Yes.
that's
You
good.
know?
true. That's-
When's
I
a good
love
that.
time
Yeah.
to talk?
I would say either even text or phone calls. Like, hey, always the 101 rules. In the morning when you wake up, hey, baby, just thinking about you.
Yes.
Before you go to sleep, hope you had a
gotta
good
do
day.
Yes.
And those are great texts or calls, whatever. Just leave her a cute little voicemail.
100%.
Let her
And-
know you're thinking about her.
But then farther,
Yeah.
like greater than that, I'm like, look, if I'm not texting you, it's because I'm busy. When I'm not busy, I'm gonna spend time with you. I'm not gonna call you or text you. I'm gonna come fucking see you. I'm gonna take you on a date. We gotta go have some flowers and shit. It's like
Yeah.
that's I think that every phone call and text message should be leading up to when do I get to see you next.
I agree with you. And I
100%.
love that you said flowers because guys don't really try anymore.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love getting flowers.
Flowers are
Surprise
important.
flowers,
Yeah.
right? Don't you?
I mean, little surprises.
Yeah.
I'm not saying take me shopping on Rodeo Drive, but, show me that you're thinking about me, you
Yeah.
know?
Bring some flowers, a bottle of wine when you stop
Yeah.
over. Do something.
Yeah, and you have to really pay attention to the girl. Is this going to be something that, I mean, it's rare. It's definitely the minority of women who would get kind of weirded out by that. And one of the biggest mistakes that guys make, I've made this mistake quite a few times, is too much too soon. We're sitting here, we're talking, you're like, hey, I like affection. I want a guy to tell me that he likes me, but at the same time, there is a differentiation in age where people take that differently. And there have been times where I'm like, hey, I'm just going to cut right to the chase. I'm a good catch. I'm going to tell this girl flat out, I like you. And just, boom, ruined it. And I'm like, ooh.
Wow.
And even to this day, I've met girls like that where I'm like, I try a little too hard. And they're like,
I don't think that's not the right girl then. I'm sorry.
I think it's
True.
a fine line. I think if you like someone and you're attracted to someone and you play those games, they're going to play out. But my theory is if you really like someone and you meet this person and there's chemistry and there's passion, there's no holding
Yes.
back. It's
That's
on.
true.
It's full on. You're consumed
I
in
agree.
it. You want both parties want it. I don't
Totally.
know. Speak up, guys.
Well,
You're
I mean-
guys and we're girls, but I mean seriously, are you like that? If you really like someone,
100% with you.
it's on. If
Yes.
you
All
meet
in.
that
You're all
person
in.
and it's all there.
If she doesn't like you, then she's going to be pushing back.
Well,
But then that's already not the right girl. Then she's not really into you. Remember that book? She's not really that into you.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he's
yeah.
not
Yes.
really that into you.
Yes.
That goes both ways.
I think it definitely
100%.
varies because there are so many different factors and stuff in there, and one of the biggest ones that guys do when they just come out of the gate, and they don't give her anything to hold on to because they're kind of awkward and they really just want to tell her that they like her and she's like, well, you don't even really know me yet. And there's that you got to make her like you.
But I've
So
been
that-
stalking you on the internet.
Exactly. I know every single one of the photos that you've got on the internet.
Oh, God.
And then there's the whole like when your like
Lots of
thing
those
blow
messages.
ups.
It's kind of weird.
Stalker.
You realize that somebody liked your photo like 14 times and it's just like.
Or when, on Instagram, when
wow.
people are liking your old pictures, you're like, okay.
No, I think what's freaky
Yeah.
is when I get messages from people that follow my Instagram, but they send my business email, for bookings, and they email me. I love all your photos on Instagram.
Oh,
and
that's
da, 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 da.
creepy.
It's like,
See, that's creepy.
That's a little
okay,
much.
Yeah.
And there's just there's so much we could talk about.
The social media thing is ugh, I hate it. It's so uncomfortable. You get bombarded on there with inundated with messages and people still poking out there. What's the deal with that? I've never poked.
Do
in my
not
life.
poke me. I fucking swear to God.
Thing. Like, yeah, what is
I have
that
a ban
about?
on
Really?
pokers. If you poke
Poking?
me, you
Come
lost
on.
all points.
Yeah, I've made
Like-
a few posts about that myself.
Yep, I have too.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a sexual innuendo.
It's like, don't do
Oh,
that. It's
okay.
so
When somebody pokes
silly.
you, it's like, all right, dude, you need to stop fucking poking me. All right. This is not like my grandpa poked me once. I was like, really, dude?
Yeah, it's like, please
Fuck
don't
no.
go there.
It's not
So,
gonna happen.
Do you work with gay couples as well?
You know what? I have not been able to expand into that market yet, but I would like to.
We're open. Yeah.
Yeah, we're open to
absolutely.
that. I've gotten phone calls that have said, "Why are you not?" And I need to do that.
Because that was one of the main things I was asked about the book, and I'm actually going to do a new one for the gays. So how does this work? Do you find women, you scout women, like basically, or do they pay a membership fee? Do the guys pay a membership fee? Like, how does this all break down?
Well, as I told you, we have recruiters.
Okay.
So they'll bring in the gentlemen as well as the ladies. What was your question? I'm sorry.
Like, how does the whole system work? Like, how do guys sign up? How do girls sign
do
up?
the girls pay? Well, we have women that pay as well. If they're looking for an active search, then yes, they pay. If they just want to be put in our database and wait for someone to come along where their profile matches what they're looking for, then they don't pay. So
Okay.
it just depends. How vigorous do you want the search to be?
If a girl becomes a client, she pays. Otherwise, she doesn't pay.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And guys, it's
The
guys
guys
always
pay.
guys
Yeah.
always pay.
Uh-huh.
Girls free, guys gotta pay.
Yeah. So a client being a client means she actively is in hot pursuit of finding that right guy, and she wants them working 24/7 on
Correct.
her behalf as well as what they normally do for the guys
Okay.
that pay.
What do you usually charge? We don't have to talk about that.
Yeah,
on
we
the
don't
air.
tell them that line.
Okay, so I'm sure it varies depending
Not
on what
for the
they
faint
want.
of heart,
You know what?
it's probably.
Yes, it's not.
It's
It's expensive, but it's a guarantee.
Expensive. There's no guarantees.
It's a luxury.
No guarantees.
It's a luxury, but it's a once-in-a-lifetime investment for the rest of your life. So there.
Well,
you go.
obviously you're doing well at it. I'm sure word of mouth marketing is killing it right now.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I saw your photos on Facebook, your Bentley and stuff. I was like, what?
She's driving a house. I can assure you I ride in it all the time.
That's
Yeah.
killer.
I'm a big car nut, though. So
She really is.
And do you find that most of the guys? Because I mean, I could think off the top of my
You're
head of some.
successful, though. That's okay. You can be loud.
Yeah.
That's
I
good.
don't like to brag about.
I'll brag
We're
for you,
bragging
girl.
For you.
Hey.
Thank you.
Anicia's bragging for
I
you.
have bragging rights.
That's
I can
because
do it.
that's
Yes.
Anissa brag.
We're gonna give you something to brag about. So, do you find that most of the girls on there like younger, model looking, and then most of the guys are older? I only ask because I'm sure that there are plenty of women who might be interested in signing up, but maybe they don't think that they fit.
Oh, here's the deal. Let me jump in. Most guys, take a guy who's like, let's say, 45 years old, right? And he's a producer.
Okay.
And he meets all the hot girls in LA, goes to all the cool clubs. But, you know, this guy really wants a girl who's like a veterinarian or a teacher. He doesn't meet those girls. So what we do, he'll say, I want to find a girl 30 to 40 years old in LA, who's not been married, you know, no kids. And I don't want a girl who's going to go into the clubs. I want like a teacher or a veterinarian.
Okay.
And we just got a client just like that. So we actually, last month, we rounded up about, Simona does this, about 150 girls. We met them personally over a 3-day period. And we selected about 30 girls for this guy to start dating.
You set him up with 50 dates a day?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, listen, you know,
We screamed.
no, we screened about
Okay.
over 100 women and found about maybe 20, 25, 30 girls, which would be appropriate for him to date. And he started dating them, you know? That's
This
how
is
it
like a
works.
behind-the-scenes bachelor.
You know, it's very customized because most matchmakers, here's how we differ. Most matchmakers have a book of girls. So it's like, okay, let me open my book. You know, that doesn't work. That never works. What we do is we do a customized. So if you tell me I'm looking for a girl between 25 and 30, okay, never been married, you know, has a college education, she's well-spoken, you know, she's athletic, right?
Yeah, it's
we'll find the girl for you.
Custom tailored.
And these girls are not in
matches.
clubs. They're not in clubs. That's why the guys love us because, again, these guys can walk into any club, any bar, and find girls all day long. They can't find our girls.
That's right.
That's why we're so successful.
Ah, okay. That's fucking cool.
That was
I
Yep,
love that.
That's good.
I would love to go on one of
But
these.
that's what makes us unique, too.
scouting missions.
Yeah.
I think that those would be hilarious. That's awesome. So that actually makes way more sense. Because I mean,
You said it
I
better
pictured
than
the
me.
book. I pictured the book. I pictured the network of people that you
No,
knew.
there's no
and you're
book.
like,
It's-
oh, I'm gonna set her up with him.
We're
and
very
No.
boutique. We're very hands-on. It's like, you know.
I mean, we have a database, but you should never rely on that database because that changes constantly. People move, people get in
Right.
relationships, and that's where other matchmakers make a mistake on relying on that database. You can't. You have to constantly recruit, constantly be out there.
Do you guys ever get like way older women like in their 80s looking for young hot
No.
stuff?
Yes, I have women in their 60s, 70s looking for
well, not 80s.
a boy toy.
80s.
That's
Yes.
hilarious. All right, so for all of my attractive guy friends out there, you know where to go because this is brilliant. Cool. So we are almost done. I think we have to have you guys on next week. So I'm determining that we are going to pick this up next week if you guys are free and available.
For you, definitely.
Actually, we may be matching in San Francisco next week.
Oh, wait,
with the
he
check.
can
I
write
don't
that.
know.
Okay.
We'll see.
Well,
But
there'll
we'll
be
see.
one
Yeah,
day.
we'll see.
All right,
We'll
because
squeeze
this
in a
is
day.
so
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm sure we
There's
can.
so much stuff that we can get. Like I'm having a field day with this because it fascinates me. And you know, it's in this industry, you rarely ever meet other people in the industry. And unfortunately for me, like, you know, I meet the guys and they're like, oh, I'm a pickup artist. And I'm like, no, you're a douchebag. There's a difference. Or there's, you know, the guys that are like, oh, I'm a guru and I'm going to meditate here and I'm going to teach you, you know, how to bring power from your balls. And I'm like, dude,
Oh,
really?
God.
What the fuck are you talking? When was the last time you got laid? So it's just awesome to kind of see people doing it, making it work. And it's like, it's the uncontrollable thing. You can't buy love. You can't buy happiness. You know, but for a lot of people, love is kind of in their you know, happiness is kind of in love.
Yeah.
They find that.
Well, I think you can buy love for a short period of time, but it won't last.
It won't
Not
last.
real
True.
love.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
It won't last. It won't last.
You know, and what is love but a whole bunch of chemicals in your brain that bond you to this person.
It's the
True.
best drug ever.
Exactly.
Yes.
It is. It's the best
It
drug
is.
ever.
Love.
And
It's addictive. I
love.
mean, it
Yeah.
really is.
who doesn't love being in love?
I want to be high in love all the time.
Me too.
Right?
Well, apparently, having a best friend that's a matchmaker, I mean, that's like having a crack dealer. Like,
I'm your crack dealer.
as your best friend.
Yeah, she is my best friend. This is true.
Like, like you could just keep cycling through this. You could be like, okay, look,
She's on speed dial.
we're gonna get it right through the honeymoon period, and after 3 months,
And she lives right up the street
End
from
it.
me. We're neighbors.
That's
too.
true.
oh
We're
no
very
shit. So you guys both
close.
live up there?
Very
We are like
Okay.
this close. We're pretty close. Yeah.
Okay, so we're almost done. Anisha, do you have any? I really wanted to get to the blog, but we didn't get to that. I wanted
That's
to hear
okay.
about what you.
I write Love Happens, and it's all about topics on relationship, dating, how to dress on your first date, anything that you want to know about love, dating, marriage, and having a successful relationship.
And this is tailored more towards women or men.
No, for both.
Both.
For
Okay.
both, absolutely. I never
Cool.
leave one or the other out. I always try to write for both.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, love happens.
And so
And it
we're
does.
almost out of time. So we're gonna go in chronological order. Where can people find you? What are you doing right now?
Anicia Bragg, and I have a column, Living Large with Anicia, in Viva Glam magazine. And you can also check out my new show, Living Large with Anicia, which will be airing this month. I'm pretty exciting.
Awesome.
It's a revolving door of celebrities and top models and rock stars. So
Where can people
And
find
I'm
that?
going to be on it too.
yeah, so you're going to be on it. You can find it on vivaglam.com, and it's also airing in New York on 5 different channels.
Woo!
Nice.
Thank you, Stacy.
Yes, thank
My
you,
manager.
Stacy. She's amazing. Yeah, she did mention that to me.
Yes.
Wow.
And yeah, I think
This
Modern
month.
Male Radio is gonna actually. I'm talking to Katrina about putting it on Viva Glam as well. So
Great.
the males
That's great.
need. You know, there's so many women blogs out there, but there's nothing for the guys, and that's what we're trying to do right here. Is make some stuff for the guys.
I like that.
So Simona, where can people find you? What are you doing right now?
I'm Simona Fusco, and they can find our website, perfect12.com, or call
www.perfect12.com.
Okay.
Yes, or
Perfect
1-855 Find Love. That's 1-855-346-3588. I won't be personally picking up the phone, but
You could try and hope.
But I mean, you do handle a lot of these cases personally.
I do. I'm very hands-on. Yes.
She is.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, how exciting! What a fun job. Cool. And so same thing, or is there anything else you want to
Perfect
pitch?
12. No, I work with Simona.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Well, cool.
So stop all that crazy, foolish, dangerous online dating and get wise. Hire a professional matchmaker.
That's right.
That was the most awesome pitch ever.
That was great.
We talked about this before the
of
show,
big-
so they could just edit that little clip out and like put that in all their promo videos from now on. Well, cool, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. We're going to have these girls on next week, if possible. If not, you can never quote me because things change. But
And thank you, Ali from Egypt.
yes, Ali, you should call in more, dude.
Thanks for
Anyways.
having us.
Of course. Well, that's all for tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning in to Modern Male Radio.
Bye.
You're listening to Modern Male Radio with Jerod Zavistoski and Sydney Hall, right here on LA Talk Radio.